Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Tammy Talks here. Let's go ahead and get into Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 7. This is my decision day. This is my decision day. I know that's right, Chris. So if you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, theories, um, and comments into each recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Um, Thumbs up the video if you enjoy tonight's content and hop into the comment section so we can talk about it. Let's start with Chris and Alyssa for the last time. Um, Chris meets with his friend Nick. Now, I can't remember if Nick was one of the guys that talked to Alyssa initially or not, but Chris meets with his friend Nick, and he's telling him how Alyssa was telling him how he doesn't have an ego tattoo like her psychic said, so he can't possibly be the right one for him and be the right one for her. And when his friend was like, please stop. That's how we all felt during that scene, Nick. So don't you worry, babe. That's how we all felt. Please stop. We don't want to hear no more about this foolishness. So he also tells his friend that it's just really hard to have a real conversation with her. We know that Alyssa doesn't want to talk on camera with him. She doesn't want to be around him. She doesn't want to talk in private with him. Doesn't want to be around him. She really is just there to hang out with her girls, and go through that entire experience. Meanwhile, Alyssa is talking to her mother. Tells her mother that she blacked out from the moment she turned the corner and saw Chris to the moment that she was up in front of him. So the entire time that she was walking down the aisle, she literally does not remember like anything about him or anything about that moment, which I kind of feel like is kind of weird. That doesn't make sense to me, but whatever gets you through the day, girl. So she said her mother said that she was expecting a cowboy. Why? Why? I guess I am so confused as to why Alyssa was expecting a cowboy. Did she tell the experts that she wanted a cowboy specifically? Why did she expect a cowboy? This is not Married in the Wild Wild West. I don't understand that. So Alyssa says, yeah, I did too. But her mother said that Chris is cute. She thinks he's a nice guy. Alyssa says, well, no, you don't see the way that he treats her. Now, look, Alyssa, you can do all this shucking and jiving and all this gaslighting that you want, trying to make Chris seem like he was just so awful to you. But the most he did was keep asking you if you were in and out. Are you in or out? Are you in and out? You could never honestly answer that. Because if Alyssa would have just said, I'm in, Chris would still been chasing her all up and through Boston. But she couldn't even do that. So Alyssa said that after talking to his friends, he likes to debate. God forbid this man wants to have a conversation. Most conversations are debates. I have a view, you have a view, we go back and forth about it. It's low key a debate. I think people hear the word debate and they automatically think argument. That's not what a debate is. So she said that he's mad that he likes to argue a point till the cows come home. Girl, like, you just say you didn't like him, you're not physically attracted to him, and that outweighed everything else that happened. Because if that man looked like a cowboy and he showed up with a cowboy hat on and he had on some boots like you and his friends said all the same stuff and he was an attractive man in your eyes, you wouldn't be doing all of this. So I want her to stop the buzz. So this is what got me, y'all. She said that Chris posted about wanting to defund the police. Chris posted about wanting to defund the police. And she said, well, what, you know how strongly I feel about law enforcement. What are you going to do if you have to call the police? You want to defund them. I'm sorry, but 911 is not checking your social media to see whether or not they should take your call. I really want white people that have a problem with the term defund the police to really educate themselves on what defunding the police means. not from what Newsmax is going to tell you, not from what Fox News is going to tell you. Take the time to truly understand what defunding the police means. It does not mean that we want to get rid of all the police officers and all the police departments and govern ourselves and be out here acting like it's the purge. That's not what it means. So Alyssa just confirmed to me how she votes politically and where she was on January 6th. So her mother tells her, why don't you let him show you who he is? And I think that's the entire thing. Because her and Chris could have ended up not working as a couple, but they could have possibly ended up as friends. But she never gave him the chance with that. The fact that she cannot even be in the same room with him, she didn't want to be around him, was baffling to me. Baffling to me, y'all. So we get to Pastor Cal comes over. I was kind of shocked to only see Pastor Cal meeting with everybody, but Pastor Cal comes over. When Alyssa first got there, she walked in. Like, he asked her how was the drive. It was a drive. Girl, just come in and sit down. And if you don't want to talk and you can't even be cordial enough to make regular banter about it, it was, traffic is cool. Traffic was like, oh, it's a lot of traffic. That's all you had to say, and go sit down on the couch. So Chris gets right to it, and Pastor Cal said, this is not what we expected, y'all. What's good? What's going on over here? Chris said that Alyssa, since the wedding night and the honeymoon, has had no interest in being married to him. And Alyssa just kind of sits there, because y'all know she ain't got no neck. So she sits there looking silly. So Pastor Cal asked Alyssa, what was it for you? When did you check out? When did you lose interest? She said from the first time she saw him, she knew that he was not her physical preference, right? But I didn't walk away. I stayed. So she said that she was willing to look past that. But then she got nervous after talking to his family and friends. In some of the things that they were saying. So Pastor Cal asked her, did you ever talk about any of these things in depth with him? Right? That's all we've all been saying. Did you talk about any of these things in depth? Your people tell me that you like to sit and argue all damn day, Chris. Is that what you're going to do with us? That's all you have to do. Talk about these things. She said no, because too many things happened. Nothing happened. You talked to his friends and his family, decided you were not going to go to the honeymoon suite. You didn't want to stay with him. You didn't even want to talk to him that night to talk about what you heard. You talked to his parents, his family the next morning, but then didn't want to sit next to him on the airplane to talk about what you had heard. You never gave him a chance. So Pastor Cal, says to her, but you didn't even want to go up to the honeymoon suite. She said she was never comfortable with sharing the bed. Pastor Cal reminded her, honey, you signed up for Married at First Sight, which means you were going to get married. You guys were going to go on a honeymoon. You guys were going to live in a shared apartment. The whole I don't want to share a bed thing, I just feel like that is just bullshit. And for the people that try to defend the women and some of the men on this show that don't want to do that, no. Because you knew that when you signed up for the show. It's not like that is just something they throw at you. You're not getting married and then going back to your house and then you guys are going to date. You knew that this is a part of the process. So she said there are many reasons why sharing an apartment was not the best for her, okay? Let's go through them. 1, they both have 2 big dogs. Now, Chris, I could have swore that Chris said he did not have a dog, but he had the dog cage for whatever future girlfriend or wife he gets that has a dog. But Chris has a dog, apparently. They show the moment where the two of them talk about the dog. She says she's allergic to dogs. I'm not glitching, but no, I'm glitching. Like, she says she's allergic to dogs. Girl, you are an animal rescue. Don't you rescue dogs? So then she says she's not allergic to her dog because she's been around her dog for 10 years. But your dog has super long hair. He said, no. My dog has the same looking hair that your dog has. She said, when you have a husky, they share a lot. She doesn't think that the two big dogs would be compatible in an apartment. Well, then, girl, for that month or so, let your mama watch the dog. There are things like people are making this work with their pets. She then also said that she has been looking for positives. Pastor Cal said, what you find? She said nothing. I said, girl, you said that's a lie. Don't do that. Don't make it seem like this is just such an awful ass man that you can't find any positives within him. You can't find one positive thing about Chris. Okay, Alyssa. So she then says she wants to see how they can move forward. Pastor Cal tells her, look to your neighbor. So she looks at Chris and said that she does not like the way things are going. She doesn't like the arguments. She doesn't like the bickering back and forth. She's in a different headspace now, and she wants to keep moving forward and get out of this negative pattern that we're in, right? Chris, which i.e. basically AKA means we got to get through this because I want to keep filming and hanging out with the girls, and then maybe you'll see this and then we can agree to, share the apartment. Not at the same time. I'll be here a couple days and then you can be here a couple days. That's what Alyssa was on. So Chris said that's all fine and dandy. That's cute. That's cute, girl. But today is my decision day and I want a divorce. Immediately she starts crying. Immediately. And that's what I mean by white woman tears. If it don't apply, let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. I'm so sick of some of y'all getting mad about things that you don't do and that don't affect you. If it don't apply, let it fly. But this is what we mean when we say Alyssa tries to use her white woman tears and she tries to weaponize her tears against other people. She says she has worked so hard to get here, okay? To get to where we are today. She didn't expect this to be the outcome. And I said you can't possibly have not expected divorce as an outcome when you have been saying that you've been gypped, you've been robbed, you don't like him, you're incompatible, let's make the best of this. You've been saying everything but let's go get a divorce in those exact words. So she said that the communication and the disrespect are what have always bothered her. And Pastor Cal and Chris are looking at her just like this. I don't know if Alyssa knows that Pastor Cal has seen the footage. I don't know if Alyssa realizes how this is going to look. I don't know if Alyssa will be on the reunion. I would love to see Alyssa's reaction to how today, February 16th, I would love to see Alyssa's reaction to how she's being not portrayed, but how she acted on this show. So she kept saying that she didn't like how he was coming at her. Chris said that he's not going to chase nobody that don't want to be chased. She said that if she didn't want to be here, she wouldn't be. He said, yeah, you here, but not for the right reasons. So she, of course, gets triggered. She said that she didn't come here to be on TV, and that's triggering that you say that. It's hurtful, it's disrespectful, and it's not fair or accurate. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Alyssa, you can lie all you want to, but we know that you might not have come into this with the intent of just wanting to be on TV, but from the moment you saw Chris and you did not like Chris, that's exactly where your mind went. Well, I can't be married, but I can still be on TV and still get this money, still get this check for it. So he said that for him, having a long, healthy marriage was always secondary. First and foremost was always that both people were happy. And if both of them being happy means that they have to get a divorce, then so shall it be. So they decide to get divorced. Pastor Cal's not going to talk them out of it because she's awful. So they get up and Pastor Cal leaves because, he's glad that this mess is over. So then she takes out the apartment keys and slams them on the table. I guess there's nothing left to say. There's not. Go home, Alyssa. Go home. So then she tries to leave and it comes back because now she done left her phone. See, you doing everything in a tizzy, trying to get them last 2 minutes of airtime. So she leaves. She's in the hallway crying, saying that she just wants to be respected. She's not going to tolerate disrespect. And of course, for the last time, y'all, drink if she says it. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a really good person. I just want people to know that I am a really good person. Chris, however, is packing everything up, and he's unfortunate. He's not happy that things worked out the way that they did. This is not the outcome he wanted, obviously, but he is not giving up on love. And Chris, there is somebody out there that wants you, sweetheart. So don't you worry. Bye, Alyssa.